Then TheBokkelul says, if you want people to like you, throw money at them, P. Sadly, that is the case. All of my attempts to do anything but throw money at them have miserably failed, I assume. I assume, though, there's probably ways, like in the other games, to like use spells, or maybe even potions to increase your stats, which would allow you to be liked by people. What was it? I think it was called Charm in Oblivion. I don't remember if there was one in Skyrim. It probably was. I might need to get one of those for myself. That will be useful. Because I don't feel like throwing thousands of gold at people. Because, you know, it takes some effort to get that kind of money. Right, next comment by TheBokkelul. His damage must be bugged. Nope, P. You're in for some fun times, XD. And he's just a foot soldier, close parentheses. Yeah, it's all expansion stuff. Just like the armor you're wearing, it's one of the best light armors in the game. Also, you've got pretty low health actually, because your endurance is so low. Even so, if you look at the damage it does like a maximum of 60 damage, and I still have like 120 plus health, and I have this armor, which is decent armor, and it still one-shots me. Or at least close to one-shots me, because I wasn't exactly at full health, but I wasn't exactly dead either. That's pretty silly. That is pretty silly, that is. I don't know why it does that. Is it because the difficulty multiplies the damage? Nobody knows, but the scaling is through the roof. I mean, it has to do more than twice the damage that it's supposed to do for it to do that much damage. That's crazy. Well, as long as they're not too fast, I should be fine. I'll just shoot them to death. Now, I've noticed that this armor is pretty amazing, which makes it really funny that I got it, like, really early in the game because the expansion decided to start at the start of a game. It's like, you know what's a good thing? You getting attacked by the fucking Dark Brotherhood on the first night. That was cool. At least we took care of this fucking 2 years long quest. Well, we haven't exactly taken care of it, but, you know, the important part, I suppose. And I mentioned this long time ago, that I don't like the leveling system from Morrowind and Oblivion. I don't like the system from Skyrim either. I think it's like way too fucking simple. You have like 3 stats, put like whatever, and pretty much you might as well just go full health if you're playing on like high difficulties or whatever. But in these games, like it's a very decent system, but it's just so poorly designed. You need to level up weird stats to actually get the right effects at the correct time, which is jarring. Like, my endurance is low, most likely because I never got bonuses for endurance, whereas I've got, like, on occasions even 5x or 4x on other stats, like my speed or something. I'd love to put more points into it, but the game doesn't let me. Does that make sense? Just because I didn't level a bunch of stats that have nothing to do with what I want to do. I'm just supposed to have low health? Is that how it works? I don't buy it. It could be better. But yeah, I mentioned this and I said that, you know, I predicted that I will have a stat deficit sooner or later. Because I'm not getting all my bonuses, because I level up a bunch of levels, like 100 levels in alchemy, and I don't level up my actual level even once. So I lose out on a bunch of bonuses, for one, and at the same time, my bonuses aren't even where I really want them to go, but my level goes up, and I assume that the enemies become stronger, maybe, I don't know, slightly. Who knows? Doesn't really matter. I'll just shoot them to death. Then TheBokkelul says, the Goblin Club is extremely hit and miss. They might one-shot you or do no damage whatsoever. Also notice how the durability is really shite on them, P. I guess that's the trade-off. They also needed to make enemies that can actually do some proper damage against someone who most likely is wearing either really good heavy armor or the assassin's armor you're wearing. So, first of all, I really don't think my armor is that amazing. I mean, it's good, but heavy armor probably just kicks his ass any day. Also, there's glass armor, which I assume is better than the assassin's armor, logically thinking it should be. But who knows? It's just a bunch of stats after all. So, the damage is ridiculous. What you actually want to say is that they want to do damage against someone who's low on health because he happened not to level up his endurance enough because he never leveled up skills that happen to give him bonuses to endurance. Because that makes sense. Yeah. And, yeah, I noticed that it does 1 to 60 damage, but, you know, it doesn't matter. If it can do that much damage, it only has to do it once. And then it's over. If it didn't one-shot me, but did like most of my health or something, I could still like run away, heal up, come back. No big deal. But since it just pretty much one-shots me, there's no reaction to it. There's nothing I can do. I just have to stay out of the melee range or die, is how it is. I mean, I can paralyze them, but, you know. You know. And who cares about the durability? I've got blacksmith hammers. Alright, then TheBokkelul says, the goblin sword appears slower because it is doing a slashing attack instead of a thrusting attack. If you turn off quotation mark always use best attack quotation mark in options, you should be able to get exactly the same speed as the Daedric Wakizashi when you are moving forward or backwards, as far as I know, as that makes you attack with a thrusting attack. If you want to keep using the always use best attack option, you're better off enchanting your Daedric Wakizashi with a damage on hit enchantment and spamming away. You can easily double or triple your damage or even more with a nice enchantment, and you're kind of at the point where just the regular Daedric weapon starts to fall short. Your bow is a good replacement when it fails indeed, and you should buy enchanted arrows when you find them. Makes a big difference, close parentheses. Enchanting arrows yourself is a no-go, as you're gonna have to enchant every arrow separately, P. Also, the 10-30 damage of your Wakizashi means you do 10 base damage with a quick hit and up to 30 base damage if you fully charge your strike. You don't do an average of 20 damage with quick hits. Lol, the backseat gaming is strong with me, XD, for Morrowind at least. Well, don't worry about it too much. Reading my old comments back, I realize you have enchanted weapons and you have been using them. They'll be fine. You seem to have plenty of ninja skills like switching your weapons or throwing knives to their faces to deal with W/E comes at you, P. Oh wow, that lasted a while. So, basically, yeah. I think I noticed this as I was switching weapons later, that it's mostly the attack that determines the speed. But at the same time, if the attack of the sword that is slow is not the best attack, there's not much point in using it anyway. The reason I want to use always the best attack is because I don't want my attacks to change up in the middle of combat. I don't want them to go from the fast to slow for some reason. Also, daggers have pretty fast slashing, I think. I haven't actually tested this or anything, but yeah. I want a quick attacking weapon because of actually a couple of reasons. First of all, as you said, it's probably enchanted. If not now, then in the future, and when it's enchanted, I want it to actually be useful. And, you know, the faster the weapon, the more enchants I apply, the more deeps, yeah. Now, the other reason I actually want it to be fast is the stunning effect. You can see that when I spam the attack, every single, well, not every single attack, but most of the attacks actually cause the enemy to go into the stun animation where it goes like a cross and there's blood spurting and it goes Urgh! From what I've seen, this helps a lot in reducing the enemy's attack power on me. Like, I take a lot less damage if I'm stunning the opponent rather than just letting him slap me for whatever amount of times he wants. Again, I haven't tested any of this, but it seems that the stunning is fairly consistent with the weapon, even on the fast attack, so that's why I want to use it. Also, I hate it when, like, attacks change because of how you move. If I want a different attack, I'll press a different button. Don't make my attacks change like that. The only place where it makes sense to do so is like directional combat. Something like a Mount Blade, where you're like riding on a horse and the enemy is on the left side or the right side. So it makes sense to have some degree of, control of which side you attack based on which way you look or whatever. But in this game, there's no point. There's no difference how you attack, so it can only hurt you by changing up the attacks and be very limiting in how you have to fight if you want to keep the correct attack. It's like if I can only go forward and backwards, then I can't go sideways, otherwise I'll start attacking differently and I lose out on attack opportunities. It's not a good thing. So that's why I keep it always use best attack, and I try to use weapons that the best attack is fast. I haven't been looking for enchanted arrows because they're expensive from what I've seen, and obviously I'm used to be poor. Now I'm a little bit richer. I still don't know where exactly to buy enchanted arrows, but I will look for them now. I will look for them. Not thoroughly, but if I see some and if I have some spare money, I'll pick some up. The damage formula thing, well, okay, it's pretty silly that it does the lowest damage all the time with the slowest attack. I still don't think it's worth the wait, for reasons I explained just now. It does mean that making use of that goblin club would be a pain in the ass, because I would have to hold it so long to just get that 60 damage. Blech. Yeah, I don't mind backseat gaming. I mean, there's only two possibilities. Either A, you're wrong, in which case I'm right, so there's no problem, I'm already doing the right thing. Or you're correct, in which case it would be stupid of me not to listen to your advice. You know what, at least hear it out. I have nothing against people telling me how to play, as long as, you understand that I may have something against a certain way of playing, and that will be the reason why I don't play it, not because I don't believe you or something. But there's nothing wrong with it, Giving advice, it's fine. Some people might not like it, but, I don't mind sitting down and explaining myself and having a discussion about it. It's no big deal. Of course, the discussion is pretty much just, one comment per 2 weeks, but still, it's better than nothing. And TheBokkelul says, haha, he's using your own tactics against you, lol. This case referring to the fact that the enemies paralyzed me. I have no idea how I was lucky enough to get just away with all this stuff. You mentioned the next comment, Adamantium Jinx Blade of Wounds. That a sweet night, D. It's so crazy that in this entire fight, I pretty much brought just enough consumables to get by, and then, as I fought, I got just enough resources to keep going. Like, I keep getting another knife that paralyzes or something, so I can continue paralyzing without needing to rest, which would have caused the enemies to respawn, as it seems, or something like that. It's crazy. It all came down really well together. I really like this battle against the assassins. Fighting and just using every single asset. Like, what are the odds that I just brought like a paralyzing knife, right? That I got one in the first place is crazy. Best fight ever, this was. I loved it. Next comment by TheBokkelul. Oh, a grand soul gem. Those are the best soul gems in the game, with the exception of Azura Star. Don't waste them on scrubs, Koampi. If you want to make constant effect items, like maybe to increase your carrying capacity, you need a grand soul gem and the soul of a golden saint or an ascended sleeper. They also sell for a hell of a lot of money if you put a relatively strong soul in them, like the souls of elementals or Daedra creatures, colon P 2/3 of ellipses. Not that you really need money, I think you've stolen almost everything of value in your travels, colon P. Yeah, see, when you're really this kind of surprised, oh, a grand soul gem, that doesn't really inspire confidence in the fact that I could actually get my hands on a lot of those things, you know? Which is exactly why I'm looking for Azura Star, so I can just have all of them. You do make a good point. I probably will make something to increase capacity. I don't know how many of those effects I can stack though, and there's only so many slots on my gear. And I still don't have glass armor, which probably will be better than this armor. So there's still a lot of work to do before I can say I'm ready. And yeah, I mean, I don't think it's even about stealing, though I'm sure there's still quite a few things that I could steal that would be very useful. But the real thing is, I've just leveled my alchemy, and now with the alchemy I can just print money. Like, I can make those water walking potions and resell them at ridiculous extra price. The materials cost like 4 gold and it sells like for almost 100. So I can multiply my money by 20 or so just by doing that. It's craziness. Unfortunately, it is capped by the amount of gold that the actual people have on themselves, but yeah, that's how it is. That's why I still have a bunch of water walking potions that I will over time sell to the lady that taught me alchemy by giving me thousands of ingredients for cheap. Next comment. I think if you waited longer to go after the Brotherhood, those guys with the adamantium jinx place would have gone after you. Can you imagine resting outside a cave to get your health back and 2 of those guys spawning right on top of you while you have only 20% health left to begin with, column P? Actually, that could have been pretty funny, 2/3 of ellipses, from a viewer's perspective, column P. I mean, it already happened. Let me see at the videos here. Which one was it? I believe it was part 39, the terrible establishment. That's pretty much how it happened. I tried to sleep in the fucking barrow or whatever, and 2 guys jumped me. I managed to evade them and escape. Barely. I think it was pretty funny already. But I also realized this is just gonna start to get annoying at some point, so I knew I had to deal with it. Like, if it was still just one, I probably could have gone the paralyzing route or whatever, but since it was multiple, and obviously they attack you at a very bad time, it's just, you know, a pain in the ass. But I would have been fine because they usually do their whole "you inva" thing or something, and then you can just move away while they're doing it. So yeah. Next comment by TheBokkelul. Well, yeah, the glass poison blades do more damage. They do an average of 17 damage, while your Wakizashi deals a steady 10 damage. Of course, only so long as the Viper blades have charge. Also, the damage from the Wakizashi is greatly reduced against those operatives and tough guys because of their armor, and poison, or any magical damage, ignores that armor. High armor rating of theirs. Why do they have high armor rating? They're wearing exactly the same armor as everybody else. Those friggin' cheaters. They're cheating. That's what they're doing. I have to admit though, I love these poison blades though. I'm running like so many of them. It's like a real ninja now. It's like there's like fucking knives strapped all over my body, just dripping with poison as I'm running around. There's like 10 of them or something. I need to kill anything. Pull one out, stab people. It's amazing. I really love that aspect of this whole fight, that I came out of it with a bunch of awesomeness. Like right now, I feel like I could challenge a country on my own. Yeah. I might. Next comment. And it is done. The Brotherhood is wiped out. Colon D, 2/3 of ellipses. Part of it anyway. Also, you could probably also have thrown out the throwing knives and stars. So, first of all, what the hell part of it? If there's more Dark Brotherhood somewhere on Morrowind, just point me at them. Just point me at them. Unless like there's a quest that points me at them later that I will stumble, just point me at them now. My shoulder pad collection is not complete yet, after all. And yes, I did leave behind the shoulder pads of the master, but that's because I wanted to make his death look natural, you know? Anyone who would come to investigate would see that every single assassin that fought me doesn't have shoulder pads, but he has shoulder pads. Therefore, I couldn't have been the one that killed him. But yeah. I mean, I don't know why I did that. What's the point of that? And if there's even anyone who's gonna come over there to do this investigation. But I have this thought out. And no, you do not tell me to throw out my throwing knives and start. That's ridiculous. That's like saying that I should just take off my helmet or something. That's absurd. What kind of ninja wouldn't have throwing knives and shurikens? Like, if I went anywhere without my throwing knives and shurikens, I couldn't show my face to other people. Just no. Just no. If I'm gonna throw them, I'm gonna throw them offensively. Not like this. No. Next comment by TheBokkelul again. You the leader of the assassins, question mark? No, my friend, you haven't even started quest for the actual Assassin Guild of Morrowind. These guys are just random subdivision of the dirty Dark Brotherhood. Not even close to being as honorable as the actually legitimate Assassin's Guild. The Morag Tong. I'm sorry, Dirty Dark Brotherhood? Have you seen where the Morag Tong is situated? I mean, the whorehouse, and you call the Dark Brotherhood dirty? Fucking hell, they have some kinky ass armor. I'll give them that, but they ain't selling out. That's for sure. They keep it to themselves. It's for their own pleasure and stuff. But you know, the paper says that the holder of this paper essentially leads the assassins. So, since I hold the paper, I should now be the leader of the assassins. It's how it works. It's like an imperial decree, you know? Or whatever those things are called, like a royal something. Royal decree, actually, yes. Same thing, really. The point is, it's a paper of power that gives me, well, power over assassins. Unfortunately, they probably can't read or are otherwise obscured from vision or something, so yeah, it didn't work. Unfortunate, I wanted a bunch of assassins under my wing. It would have been cool to have them follow around and just get stuck everywhere. Yeah. On the other hand, I guess no. Having any companions is a bad idea. Next comment. Oh wow, I apologize for my comment on the last video. I had no idea they actually respawn. Well, maybe they didn't respawn and they were just being ninjas themselves, and that's why you did not see them before. Well, first of all, I didn't read your previous comment, specifically because I knew that this comment is coming up. Basically, it said that they don't respawn, and they obviously respawn. But it's like whatever, man. It's fine. You can't be right all the time. Sometimes you'll make a mistake. Everybody does. But I can tell you something for sure. They definitely weren't being ninjas. And you can tell by the fact that they were just standing out there in the middle of nowhere. A real ninja would have been standing. It would have been at least crouching. It's just... If they're ninjas, then, you know, the standard for ninjas is really fallen then. Like really, really, really down. They're like the bottom of a barrel level ninjas. Terrible. Next comment. Oh boy, with a Dark Brotherhood no longer on your heels, I'm curious how you will fare against the Black Dark Gang. No, those guys are really deadly, XD. I apologize for not actually going to the Black Dark Gang immediately afterwards, even though you seem so excited about them. Because, yeah. But, well, first of all, I want to finish the business with this assassins thing once and for all if I can. I want to like really put an end to it. The only reason I went away from this into the continent back again because I thought I had to go there, and since I was there I thought, what the hell, I'll complete that single quest so I don't forget later. As you can see, he had another quest which I then completed, and then finally I was done with the Thieves Guild quests on that place. And now they send me somewhere where I don't know where that is, so yay. I can get back to Assassins. And until we have finished this Assassins business, I'm gonna try my best to not go away from it. Like, unless momentarily. It's just, I've gotta deal with this. But I will go deal with this Black Dark Gang. And, obviously, we will be dealing with them in style. So I have to make preparations. Otherwise, I can't deal with them in style. Next comment. You missed the text saying levitation magic does not work here after you drank that potion, semicolon, close parentheses. They most likely disabled levitation potions because you would have been able to fly over the large lock gate leading out of Mournhold, which would reveal nothingness or an endless ocean. You can still see that by using the jump effect or the increase acrobatics effect, either through potions, spells, or enchantments. Yeah, I didn't notice it. I don't know why. I probably, like, really expected it to work. I still have no idea what it does. Can you at least do it then, like, in the sewers? I mean, I probably can just try out and find out for myself, but as my exploration of the sewers has shown, you know, you don't really need special effects to find your way to the ocean. It's really just a matter of putting your mind to it and your body and then wedging yourself somewhere and then falling through the walls. I have no idea why this keeps happening. Next comment. You're back to Morrowind already, colon, open parentheses. And in search for Mr. H, nonetheless, 2/3 of ellipses. I believe it says in your journal what to do next, and I don't believe it involves leaving Mournhold, colon, P less than minus n times V times M. You figure it out in the same video. That's basically it. I thought that Apollo Mendelssohn was the cornerstone NPC for this quest, but it appears he was just there to set me onto the path to Mournhold, so that's all he does. He's just that kind of an NPC, you know? He's that kind of an NPC, that's all he does. I mean, yeah, it's pretty sad that I didn't go against the Black Dark Gang, but like I said, there's some preparations first, and Mr. H has brought upon himself my anger. Well, slight anger. He agitated me, basically. He slightly annoyed me by sending the Assassin Brotherhood, all of it, after me. It's really, that was really not cool. I feel like I have to do something not cool to him back, like for example, kill him and all of his pretty much acquaintances. Yeah, that'll show him to to mess with a ninja. I'll skip the comment about the real guard, because you figured it out. Next comment though, 20 strength will make you hit harder and increase your carrying capacity. How much harder? Is it like a lot harder or just a little bit? Carrying capacity I can probably work out, it's probably a simple formula, but this... Will I do 11 damage or maybe 12 damage with my Wakizashi? Nobody really knows. And, you know, you need that kind of perspective to really understand what those stats do. I mean, instead of strength, I could raise my one-handed skill, or something else that's probably also increases the damage somehow, like luck maybe. I don't know. The point isn't just that I don't know what it does, but how does it match up with other stats, relatively speaking, and the practical effect of all of it. I mean, you don't have to tell me all that. It's not that important. I'm just saying, you know, it's still pretty obscure.